Hello and welcome back to the channel, my loyal followers. The Film Reaper would like to play another one of his cinematic critique games. It will end with a pound of golden victory, or just a pound of flesh ferociously cut off from the film's torso. Which one will it be? Well, step on board for my review of today's 1997 Mikhail Haneke movie, Funny Games. The Austrian satirical thriller stars Arno Frisch and Frank Gearing as psychopaths Paul and Peter, respectively. They show up at a lake home of a family of three, played by Ulrich Muhe, Suzanne Lothar, and Stefan Klabzinski. At first, Paul and Peter show up claiming they need to get some eggs for some nearby neighbors, but after they seem to overstay their welcome at the house, especially with their rather odd behavior, Paul and Peter attack the family members and subject them to a night of uncomfortable and brutal torture tactics meant to break the family's mental states. So yeah, there's not really much to the film's plot as opposed to what I just said. It's one of those movies where the bigger focus is on how disturbing it can make the situation. And I will give credit where credit is due. It does do a fantastic job of that in an eerie way. When the movie starts, the villains Paul and Peter come off as really annoying because of how normal yet odd they are. There's a scene where Peter keeps dropping the eggs in a clumsy way and keeps taking up the time of the mother, even to the point of quote unquote accidentally dropping the house phone in water. That unsettling behavior and having it come off as not so threatening at first is brilliant build-up. Paul and Peter are very good at being hateable villains too, and both do it in their own unique and different way. With Paul just being a smug, mean creep, and Peter acting like a friendly, nervous youngster despite still being such a despicable douchebag. A warning, there is a very upsetting scene in the film. It's not technically an assault scene, but it is a scene where the villains humiliate the mother in a very upsetting way. I won't give away the most shocking moment in the film, but they handled the aftermath and shock from it beautifully well. You see, there's a long shot where the characters just sit in silence over the atrocity that just occurred, and the actors do a great job of taking their sweet time and letting it sit with the characters. Something in the film that I don't usually see in most horror films or movies in general is that the main villain is the one and only one who breaks the fourth wall. And that character is Paul. At first, I really liked this idea because I have not seen it before, and I was curious as to where it would go with this direction. But then near the end of the movie, I got really pissed off. While I won't say exactly what happens, I'll say it takes the fourth wall breaking thing way too far, to where it even changes the story and impacts the chain of events. I think this displeased me a lot because based on the environment and tense atmosphere it's set up for most of the film, I didn't feel like this step really fit the mood or tone of the movie. In fact, it just pissed me off and it made the film seem more silly and meaningless than intense. So while the movie does a lot of things right, I think it forced a silly scene that did not blend in well with the rest of the movie's tense ingredients. I'll give this film today a 666. It was off to a hellishly blazing start, but sadly froze over towards the end. So that's my review of Funny Games. Did you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below, slay that like button, and subscribe. I'll be off next week, but in the meantime, have a terrifyingly terrific day.